All right, let's get right into it. There is this huge panic happening right now about AI in our schools, and pretty much the entire conversation is about cheating, detection, plagiarism, you name it. But what if we're fighting the wrong battle completely? We're going to break down why this whole approach is creating a really dangerous trust gap, and how just a simple shift in how we think about it could be the key to getting students ready for the future.
So, this whole thing really starts with a story that's probably playing out in classrooms all over the place. Just picture this: a high school teacher in Chicago. She's giving up her lunch break to run a bunch of student essays through an AI detector. And it feels like the right thing to do, the responsible thing. But what happens next? Well, that's what shows us the real core of the problem.
So, 3 essays get flagged, the teacher confronts the students, and of course, there are arguments, there are tears, and then at the very end of it all, she finds out the software was just wrong. The cost, as this quote makes so clear, is huge. A wasted hour, broken trust with her students, and absolutely zero teaching actually happened. And this isn't just some one-off thing. It's a symptom of a much bigger, kind of broken system.
And get this, that AI detector she was using, it had a 26% false positive rate. Let that sink in. That means more than 1 out of every 4 times it flags something, it was completely wrong. This isn't just a little tech glitch. It's like planting a statistical landmine right in the middle of the relationship between a teacher and a student.
And this brings us to this endless loop that we're all trapped in. You've got students on one side, just trying to keep up, using AI to generate answers. Then you have teachers, feeling all this pressure to stop cheating, using AI to police those answers. And in the middle of all of it, nobody is doing the real hard work of education, which is learning how to think critically. We're just stuck.
So, to get unstuck, we have to take a step back and realize we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. This obsession with, did a student use AI, is just a total distraction from what's really going on. This is the question we should have been asking from day one. I mean, what if the real story here isn't that AI is creating a generation of cheaters? What if it's just exposing that we've taught a generation how to spit out the right answers without ever really learning how to question them in the first place?
Let's look at the difference here through the story of a student named Daniel. This kid was an absolute pro at what you'd call AI fluency. His essays? Polished. His summaries? Perfect. But when a professor asked him to actually find the flaws in an argument, he just froze. See, AI can give you that fluency. It can make you sound smart, but it can't give you understanding, that uniquely human skill of being able to spot a flaw, question an assumption, and build a truly original idea. So how in the world do we teach that human skill when AI is everywhere? Well, some really innovative teachers are doing something that sounds frankly a little backwards. Instead of banning the tool, they're putting it right at the heart of the assignment. They're changing AI from being an answer key into being a sparring partner. I mean, just think about that. It's not the thing that gives you the final word anymore. Instead, it gives you a first draft that you're supposed to argue with, to pick apart, and to make better. The AI becomes a tool for thinking, not a replacement for it. Okay, so here's how this flipped assignment actually works. Step 1 is generate. A student uses AI to create a first draft of an essay. But that's where the old way ends and the real assignment begins. Step 2, interrogate. Now their job is to challenge that draft, find the weak spots, see what's missing, question the logic. And finally, step 3, elevate. They use all that critique to build something new, something stronger, something that's actually theirs. And listen, this isn't just some clever little classroom trick. This way of thinking, it's probably the single most important skill we can be teaching for the future of work. Just think about it for a second. AI is already getting amazing at all the routine stuff, summarizing meetings, writing basic emails. So what's left for us humans? The hard stuff, the things that are uniquely human: judgment, real strategy, and deep critical thinking. The ability not just to write the report, but to ask if the report is even asking the right questions to begin with. This is creating a really clear split in the workforce. You've got the AI-reliant worker who's great at prompting and pasting, and then you have the AI-literate worker who knows how to take that AI output, critically evaluate it, and then use it to make strategic decisions. That gap between those two, it's just going to get wider and wider. So, when you boil it all down, the big takeaway here is that we have to stop getting so lost in the technical details of the algorithm and start focusing on the human being who's using it. It's really easy to get lost in the algorithm's shadow, right? To obsess over detection software and endlessly rewrite plagiarism policies. But the real progress, the real learning, happens when we step out of that shadow and into the light. when we start asking what kind of thinkers we actually want to create.
And this right here is such an optimistic way to look at the future. The goal of AI isn't to replace us. The goal is to give us a whole new landscape, a new tool, a new sparring partner that can actually make our own thinking sharper and more powerful than it ever was before.
So this all leaves us with one final fundamental question. In our schools, in our jobs, in our own lives, what's the real goal? Are we just trying to get answers faster, or are we trying to build a deeper, more lasting understanding of the world? The choice, in the end, is up to us.